Jesus, I never forget what you done. You done for me. Oh, Jesus, I never forget what you done. You done for me. Help me say, Jesus, I never forget what you done. What you done for me. Done for me. Oh, open doors. And I was closed. I never forget. No, never should forget what you done for me. You made a way. Made a way. No way. I never forget. Never should forget what you done. Oh, help me say, Jesus. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Mondays with Miko. A very special episode because I have a good friend of mine in the green room, Brother Kyrone Williams with Kyrone Company. So I can't wait to bring him up, which I will not be long. I'm going to go ahead and bring him up soon so he could talk to us about their new album release. And I've learned so much about Brother Kyrone just in the brief amount of time that we've been talking today. So I can't wait to share that information with you. So again, I am streaming live today on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So if you're watching on any of those platforms, I thank you so much for joining. I would love it if you guys could show some love when Brother Kyrone is on and provide any feedback that you have for him as he is just, his music career is just totally blossoming and he's local. He's from Mullins, y'all. So we're going to find out more and more about him and what he's up to and what his group is up to. And then at the end, once we get done with all of that, I did want to talk to you about vaccines, especially in light of Biden's new press conference today, right? So whenever a president stops what they're doing and leaves a meeting and comes out and gives us information, it's no joke. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're also going to talk about the protests. I got arrested, y'all. I don't think I've talked to you since I've been arrested. So we'll talk about that. What it was like. See the big smile on my face. There was some ups, some downs, and kind of what's next and why it matters. So with that, without any further ado, let me go ahead and bring on my friend. Take him off mute. Brother Kyrone with Kyrone Company. Hello, how are you today?
Hey, how y'all doing?
So happy that you're joining me on this Monday with Mondays with Miko. You know,
I'm happy to be a part.
as soon as you came out, your latest album dropped on iTunes. I downloaded it right away, and I'm like, "Can you please come on my show?"
Thank you.
And you was more than willing to oblige. I thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I want folks to understand what makes Kyrone and Company tick, right? So, what is the and Company? Who is Kyrone and Company? How did you guys get started?
Well, 2019, I was in my living room and um, Tabitha Reeves, she's from Marion, South Carolina. Some of you may know her before her maiden name, Tabitha Brown. I had got a call that day when she was here, and they was wanting me to come sing in Georgia, and I didn't have a background to go. And she was here, and Sharonda was on the phone. Sharonda Ellaby, she's from Mullen, South Carolina as well. Um, she was on the phone with me, and Tab was over here, and I asked them. I didn't ask them. I told them they was gonna sing with me, but they know how I roll, and those two was immediately in with me. They never said no. They didn't exchange no words with me. Kyrone, we got you. And I said I had to find me a bottom, a tenor, and that's when I reached out to Anissa Gilcrease. She's from Mullins as well. Her grandma, Pastor Rosetta Flora from the Holy Temple Church in Mullins, out Bluff Road.
Okay.
She didn't exchange any words with me. Yes, Kyrone, I will go. And we went, we sung, and from there, the company been on. We've been getting it, serving God.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
And I say y'all been getting it because y'all, I love it. You know, you guys, you can find them in the park. I heard Crystal Matthews said maybe she's going to take you with her as she travels around the state. We'll see.
Yes,
We'll
ma'am.
see. But I mean,
Yes, ma'am.
your performances are just amazing. So, at how long have Anissa's on? Anissa's on. How long have you personally been singing?
Well, since I was 6 or 7 years old, it all started back in the old Mount Carmel Baptist Church, that's located in Mullins on Cypress Street. And at that time, it was under the leadership of Reverend C.B. Black Jr. And there was a musician by the name of Lee Mike Crawford. He was one of the greatest musicians, and he was the one that pushed me to where I am today. He poured so much into me, my family, and even Sharonda. And to be honest, Anissa is a part of that as well. Because if I'm not mistaken, yes, Sharonda, Little Sunshine Choir. That's the name of it, Sunshine Choir. And Anissa had a piece of that too because her mom and her aunt sung with under Lee Mike with the CC Mass Choir. And the CC Mass Choir, everybody know them as Christian Community Mass Choir. They travel everywhere. So, he poured so much into us. And ever since then, music is all I've been, writing.
When he said, wait, when he says it's all he's been, he said 6 to 7 years old. Okay. So
Yes, ma'am.
guys, I mean, somebody poured something into you when you was just tiny, 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 tiny.
Oh,
And by the
yes.
way, the company is here. Anissa is on, Sharonda is on. So just want to let you know. And your sound man, who's your sound man?
Charles Reeves. Charles Reeves. He's from Mullins as well. Many of you probably know him from Penn Troy Funeral Home or um, the fire department in Mullins. He's well known. He's been with me since I started actually. Um, Now I have a music director as well. His name is Divine Campbell with New Vibe Productions from Lower South Carolina. He's been with me, rocking with me, and doing a great job. And I'm telling you, it's just been amazing what God has been doing with the
Well, you know
company.
what? Let's
I'm
get
telling
into some of your music here. I'm gonna start with this one, I think.
I never forget.
So, talk to me about Never Forget. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit.
Last year around this time, I dealt with COVID, and it was a struggle. You don't know. I don't know if you had it or not, but you don't know if you gonna pull through, how you gonna get out of it. All you feel bad, you feel at your lowest, and the only thing you can think about when you know God is keep leaning and depending on Him. So when I came out of that, this song was just a home to me. I never forget what you done for me. So ever since then, that's why this song means so much to me because it's
Wow.
giving back to Him. I never forget what He
Let's
did for
take
me.
a let's take a listen.
Jesus, I never forget what you done
For me,
done for me.
you opened doors
Open doors
that
that
was
were closed in
closed
my
in my
face. I
face.
never forget
Lord, I never
what
shall
you
forget
done
what you done
for
for
me.
me. You made a way
Made a way out
out of no
of no
way.
way. I never forget
Never
what
shall
you
forget
done
what you
for
done.
me.
Oh, help me say, Jesus,
Jesus,
I'll
I never forget
shall
what
forget
you
what you done.
done
Can't
for me.
nobody do
Wow.
me like you,
Wow. That
Jesus.
is I done skip to another one. Let me go back. That's powerful. That's amazing. And to hear that you made that while you was suffering with COVID. I mean,
Yes,
you'll
ma'am.
never forget. Like the name of the song is "You'll Never Forget What He's Done for Me," but that is also something that you'll never forget making that song.
No,
How do
ma'am.
you? And it's my understanding that most of the music, except for some of the songs on your album that you guys remix, I'm gonna put it that way, you write them. Where do you come up with this inspiration, and how do you keep your music? How do you keep it together?
Well, those that don't know, I attend South Carolina State University. And I know some people probably saying, "Well, what that got to do with anything?" But I have to start there. I attend South Carolina State University. I'm a senior, majoring in music education.
HBCU.
That's right,
Okay.
the
Okay.
best. I'm telling you. But I take that 2 hour drive to and from Orangeburg, 2 hour and 15 minutes to be exact. And between that time, people will be calling, and sometimes I don't answer because I'm talking to God. I'm humming. The songs are flowing, and that gives me that me time, that one on one time. Zacardi said it best. Zacardi Cortez said it best. That one on one time. But and I hum it back and forth. And when I get to Orangeburg, I be sitting in class, and I still be in my head, and I have to focus in class. But then when I get out of class and I'm headed home, I goes to garage band. I have to stack those vocals. That's soprano, alto, and tenor. And then if something don't make sense, when I get home, I'm gonna fix that. Or I call Tab, and I put them in the chat, and I just send them a message, and they be like, Kyrone, that don't sound right, Kyrone. Change that up a little bit. But and I can't give myself all the credit because first I give God all the credit, but
Yeah.
then I have these young ladies that sing behind me. I'm telling you,
And they're
if
all here,
something
by
ain't
the
right,
way. The
if
whole
this
company is in the chat. Tabitha's in the chat. Sharonda's in the chat. Anissa's in the chat.
oh
Oh,
wow,
and one more thing. One more thing. What's your major at South Carolina State?
music education instrumental.
Okay. And what do you plan to do when you graduate? And what do you plan to do?
I graduate fall of 22 next year, and I plan to be a high school band director.
Look at that. He's gonna give back, y'all, because there's
Yes,
not a whole
ma'am.
lot of money in that.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all
Yes,
about
ma'am.
passion.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
download if you guys are on iTunes, you can search right now for Kyrone and Company. Everybody got iPhones, right? Download Kyrone and Company, their whole album. They got two albums. What was the name of the first album?
The first album was God's Majesty. That featured brother Charlie Manning from Wilmington, North Carolina. Um, Mr. Lee Mike Crawford, the one I was just telling you about, that started out.
Okay.
His wife, Miss Rose Crawford. She was the choir director. She's singing on the CD as well. Brother Tarrant Davis from Marion, South Carolina, he's on it. Sister Vanolia Jordan from Mullins, Kings Court.
That's my
She's
girl right
actually
there.
she's ministering on
She
that
could
CD as well.
sing. She
Yes,
could sing and
ma'am.
she could pray.
And she actually sings God's Majesty. Yes,
Wow.
ma'am.
Wow. Okay, so download, get your phones out, y'all, after you watch the live. And then download Brother Kyrone and Company.
Yes.
So we were talking in the green room and you was telling me about how you store your your when you write your do you write your what's it called? Your lyrics. Do you
Right.
keep them in a book? Like where do you keep them?
I put them in a box actually. I write them, put them in the box. When I first started writing, it was just so much paper. Yeah, I was writing as long as it been Scrabble everywhere, and I take it to my mama because she good at keeping this stuff, and I done threw it away, and she don't you bring that mess to me. Take that to your room and leave it. And I was like, no, ma, this is important. This is my lyrics. I need to get them copyrighted. That's when she took me serious.
Oh,
But but ever since then, I fold them up, put them in the envelope, a little white envelope, fold it all the way up, put it in that box. And like I said, those songs I haven't touched yet. The songs that the people are hearing now is songs that I've actually written between here and Orangeburg, traveling back and forth.
wow. And so that's got to be make it someplace in the album title. Your future item titles has to.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
and I was sharing with you cuz I like Jay-Z, I like Drake, right? These
Yes, ma'am.
guys, they Biggie, Tupac, they write, you know. And Jay-Z told I watched a documentary on Jay-Z one time and he told a story that was very similar to yours, where he would take and he would just get some words and some bars and then he would just put them on a piece of paper and he put them in a brown bag.
Right.
It's so amazing, y'all, how you have these folks have these amazing talents and then they just, piece of paper. Oops, I just dropped my iPad. So, but let's go on. Let's listen to the second song on your album.
Okay.
And can you tell me a little
Yes,
bit
I
about
know. Yes, I know.
I know what prayer can do.
Ooh.
What inspired it?
And this is Sister Anissa Gilcrease singing this song as well. Um, when I was in prayer about some things with finances with school, like I said, I talked to them about everything. They pretty much know, if I'm not feeling good, or I call my great friend of mine, Mayor Robert Woodbury, and you know, it's just a wonder what prayer can do. I'm telling you, Lord, the Lord has done so much for me. Even with scholarships, there was times, I applied and I kept getting denied. But then when you keep praying, they'll start flowing in. Emails started coming in to me. You got to prove, you know, I'm telling you, prayer works. It works.
Wow. Well,
Yes, ma'am.
let's listen to this.
Yes, I know. Yes, I know. I pray. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. I pray. I was living in a world of sin. Jesus came, took me. Oh, and I'm glad I know. That prayer, it changed my life. It changed my life. Oh, one day when I was lost and I felt all hope was gone, Jesus stepped on in and then he took me in. I was living in a world of sin. Jesus
Yes. Spirit said singing these. I was saying the same thing.
and I'm glad I know. Oh, that prayer changed my life. It changed my life.
Yes, prayer can change your life. I love it.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what I love about y'all's music is the harmonization. Like when you guys bust out, like Anissa or Sharonda, when they have their centerpiece song, I don't know what you call it, their spotlight.
I
But
give.
then when it
Yes, ma'am.
comes back and you guys harmonize, I hear the company and it is awesome. It to
Yes,
me
ma'am.
is perfect. It's in my gospel playlist, right? I love it. So, what's the magic behind there? Is it the personalities?
It
Like
is.
what really makes it click?
It's for one, in order for you to sing together as a group, you have to have that the love for one another. One another. You have to have that bond, that connection to flow with someone. You can't sing with people, and at the same time you bumping heads with them because you're not going to flow as well.
I
I'm
don't know
telling
why
you.
I thought that was funny.
I'm telling you, you can't. You just can't.
But I get
There's
it. That
there's
makes
no way you
sense.
can
If
do it.
somebody is like not cool, you don't want to sing with them,
Right.
especially
And
not spiritual.
the good thing about them, I don't have to, they not say for instance, Sharonda sang my soprano. She's my main soprano. But then if Sharonda's leading, I have where Tab can come in, she'll sing soprano my top. Anissa can come in, she'll sing my top. They're very versatile. They can sing all the parts for me. I can switch them up anytime and they'll jump right on it.
I can't tell. It's just like, but you guys have. I'm also a big fan of Mary J. Blige. You see, I'm not listing any of the gospel singers. I do love gospel, y'all, but I'm like, I don't know. I love good
Now ain't
music.
nothing wrong with Mary
I
J. Now I
love good
love Mary J.
music.
Yes.
I love all music, right? I
Yeah.
really do. I love country music. There's some bands that I actually love. But
Mhm.
what I love about Mary is I love your story where you talk about you all growing up together at 6 and 7 years old, singing together in bands, but you have that sound. I'm telling y'all, download this album because your sound is unique. The way y'all harmonize, it just Gusan says good talent. You just harmonize very, very, very well. I love it. So one of my very favorites, like I told you, I got the whole thing on my playlist. And I have my Kyrone shirt and I have my Kyrone CD, even though I didn't need the CD because it's in a playlist, but I still got it. Kyrone Company. But my favorite is Wait. I love Wait. And I got a little snippet that I found in the middle of something else that we're going to play. But talk to me about Wait.
Wait, my God. That was school as well, y'all. School as well. Waiting on God, just like what I was telling y'all earlier. No matter what you're going through, even if it's small, if it's big, if you just wait on Jesus, I'm telling you, He'll see you through. He'll pull you out of whatever you're going through. All you got to do is wait. I'm telling you, the song is few words, but there's a powerful message. Just wait.
Let's take a look. Let's take a listen. Y'all look good too. Love it.
Yes, ma'am.
Love it. And I'm reading the comments of the company that's in the chat. Why they sing the comments? Shonda says, trust in him.
I'm telling you, you just read it. That's why I bust out
Wait,
laughing
wait,
just now
now
when I
is that
saw it.
Pinadisa? Like they're like singing the comments. I love it. You all are so talented. You are. You're so talented. I am just extremely happy to call you friend. And
Yes, ma'am.
all the times, anytime I call and I'm like, we're doing this community thing. Can y'all sing? And you're like, I'll make it happen. I know you're in college. I know, you got all these things. You work full time and, the group, I pray for y'all. I know there's big things coming for you all. And
Yes, ma'am.
I just can't wait. I just can't wait to see what the future has for you. And if I can ever be of any help, it's always the other way. I owe you. You need to reach out to me if I can ever be of any help.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
And thank you. Thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right now.
Y'all, that was Brother Kyrone with Kyrone and Company. And the company was live in my chat. like singing. I just love it. I just love it. I love it. I know I see you guys learned it and you learned the lyrics overnight. Thank you so much for that. Thank you guys. I know they appreciate that love. So definitely download the whole album. They got 2 albums. Download it on iTunes now. Download it on iTunes now, and please keep those young folks in your prayers. And let's hopefully see. Let's not hopefully. Let's watch their careers really flourish. So I'm gonna go into my other topics, and and the one thing I want to talk about was the vaccine. And Brother Kyrone talked about when he made Never Forget that he was actually struggling with COVID at the time. And here we are a year later, and COVID is still here. And actually, our president of the United States, he had a meeting today, and he came out of the meeting and he called a press conference, which is a big deal. Which is a big deal. This is how normal, intelligent presidents operate. And when he called his press conference, he said, "Yo, y'all, check this out. You know, this Omicron, um, Omicron, this virus, but it's a mutant. What's it called? Stream, like Delta is a. This is another version of COVID-19. And the one thing that he said is that what keeps us safe from it, one, he blocked South Africa and some Southern African countries from coming in, and I'm happy about that. I know some others aren't, but I am, because we need true leadership, and having true leadership means you need to make tough decisions. And then he said being vaccinated will protect us, right? And he talks about, when they talk, remember, we're all one United States of America, but we're a lot of the people live kind of in the Northeast in terms of the concentration of the number of people they live in the Northeast. So he talks a lot about the large number of people in America who are fully vaccinated. Um, but when you look at it by state, you get a different picture, right? So we cannot keep our eye off the prize. And that's why I am part of my day job. I am an executive director with Pick 42 Foundation. And with the coalition, We Care Coalition is made up of 9 nonprofits. Every month we have these vaccine clinics. Our next one is this Saturday. So if you have never been vaccinated, I implore you, that's just a matter of time. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to tell you the facts that this new strain is coming our way. And if it wasn't something to be concerned about, our president wouldn't have stopped what he was doing to tell American people. Okay? So, and how do you protect yourself? How do you keep yourself out of the hospital? Breakthrough transitions happen. But how do you keep yourself out of the hospital is you have to be vaccinated. Okay? So, if you have never had a shot, please come see us on December 4th for the vaccine clinic. If you have had your first shot, but you didn't go by and get your second shot because you didn't like the soreness in the arm, well, you know what? It's kind of what you got to do, right? I had, the soreness in the arm both times, and both my second shot and my booster, I also had some not great feelings for 24 hours, and then I was good. Okay, so we gotta do this. We gotta do this to protect yourselves. We gotta do this to protect your families, so that we can all be together as families for Christmas, and not having to worry about us getting together for Christmas and then there's a COVID outbreak in the family, and God forbid something terrible happens in the family. It's on us. All right. Booster shot. So let me explain how that works. If you had your second shot, you were fully vaccinated in June or earlier, it's been 6 months. It's time for you to come back and get your booster shot. And we do booster shots as well. It doesn't matter where you got your first or second shot. You can come to us on December 4th and you can get a booster shot. Okay. If you have, so that's the booster shot. If you had the J&J shot 60 days ago, so that's September, and you had the J&J shot, that's the one that was one shot, you have to get a booster, and you can get a Moderna or a Pfizer booster. There is no such thing as a J&J booster. But the government is recommending, the CDC is recommending, if you had J&J, you need to boost that bad boy. And you need to boost it with Pfizer or Moderna, and you can mix and match. Okay, other countries have been doing this where the people are learning. I'm still sitting on every Tuesday. Matter of fact, tomorrow I'll have another meeting every Tuesday. I'm part of another coalition. It's called the Zero COVID Coalition. DHEC and other experts sit on those calls and they talk to us about what's going on. So I'm just sharing with you the information that I'm told. Okay, so please. So because we are Pick 42 Foundation, we don't just have like an event. We like to make it fun, right? We're going to come out as a community. We like to socialize, right? So we will have the first 50 people who attend will get a $50 gift card for, I said 50, 20. Roll back. $20 gift card from Walmart. That's provided by our sponsor, one of our coalition members, Marion County Long Term Recovery. So they provide the $20 gift cards. One of our core sponsor is Black Voters Matter, and they would be yes, it's at St. Paul. It's from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. So from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. The first 50 get a gift card. We will also have Black Voters Matters will be there registering folks to vote, as well as they will have free swag, free Black Voters Matter swag. We will have oh, Cocoa Powder is going to be our special guest this week, our special chef this week. Because it's Christmas, we wanted to kind of get in the Christmas mood. So that company is a catering company, and they're going to provide hot cocoa, cider, and Christmas treats for all of us. So it should be lots of fun. And so that is Saturday, December 4th. It's at the Mac T. Hines Health and Enrichment Center, which is also a partner in the coalition. And Mac T. Hines Health and Enrichment Center is located directly next to St. Paul. So if you come to town and you don't, you just pull over, ask somebody where's St. Paul, and then you'll be able to find our signs and you'll be able to see us there. Okay. So I hope to be able to see you on Saturday, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. First shots, second shots, or boosters. Bring your kids 12 and up. Okay, we got to all get safe together as a community. Also on Saturday in Mullins, man, if y'all like Hallmark the way I like Hallmark and Lifetime and Christmas movies, it is coming to Mullins, South Carolina. We're having a Christmas parade. We have a Christmas parade every year, but the Chamber of Commerce is giving a Christmas parade. It's going to go down Main Street, and at the end of that is yes, please, go say and bring your daughter for a booster. At the end of the parade, we're going to have a Christmas tree lighting. Pick 42 Foundation is going to be there as well. We'll have cocoa and we'll have some sweet treats for everybody. So if you're going to if you're going to watch the parade, and then please, please come on down to the Christmas tree lighting. It's going to be a blast. And then last but not least, I got a little bit of time left here. I want to talk to you about my whole getting arrested and why it's so important. So I got the call to say, hey, look, we got a protest going on in Washington, D.C. on voting rights. Are you in? And absolutely, I was in without a doubt, without any hesitation. My bags was being packed before I hung up the phone. And why is that so important, y'all? It's so important because voting is how we get things done. If we want change, if I'm gonna wear this shirt that says time for change, the way we get the change that we need in our community is through voting. But what's happening is the Republican Party is attacking our right to vote. How are they doing it? They're doing it in sneaky, sly little ways. The filibuster, right? The redistricting, all these little things. They're putting their folks that what's happening in state houses all across this land. It is terrible. And if we don't demand our federal government step up and do something right now, don't you know it could set us back? A friend of mine had used a quote of 30 years. 30 years. I'm 52 right now. In 30 years, I'll be 82. And so let's say it's hyperbole, and that's just he's just overblowing it, you know. 20 years. Think of where you are right now in your life and add 20 years. Folks don't want you to vote. Why? We can't afford it. My daughter can't afford it. My sons can't afford it. My brand new grandson can't afford it. We cannot afford to waste 20 years. So we have to act now. So how do we act now? We have to demand that voting is regulated at the federal level. We did our part. We got a president who's a Democrat. We've got a House of Representatives that's majority Democrat. And we have a Senate that's majority Democrat with our VP as the tie and vote. So politicians, the people came out and they spoke, and we're demanding that you act. That's why we were protesting at the White House. You guys know I got love for Joe Biden, but the squeaky wheel gets the oil, and we are the squeaky wheel because we have too much to lose. People of color, we've got too much to lose. We know what the 60s was like. Now we're in the George Floyd term, and we can't go back. Tim Scott sold us all out on the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, pretended like he was going to work with the Democrats, sold everybody out. He's running for re-election, y'all. So we need to pay him back. But voting rights, it's not sexy. It's not, give me my reparations or I want free Medicare. We need to have universal health care. It's not that. But it's what all of those things are built on. Housing. We don't have access to adequate housing, right? Wages, like all those things are built on our ability to vote, our ability to speak as a community, and it's under attack, and we need it dealt with. And so I answered that call, and I'm going to answer it again every single time they call, even though they did us dirty at the end, right? So we go through the protests, and they was like, when it came time to pay your bail, they didn't, all of a sudden their computers ain't working. Everything is super slow. The way they was going at first, for some reason I was the first person to process the bail. It was me and my traveling partner, LaShonda Naismith Jackson. We were the first two, 1 and 2. And South Carolina's up first, right? And it took 2 hours and 20 minutes for the two of us. If they would have continued at that pace, it would have took 8 days to process the 200 people who went to get arrested. It was all like a tactic to break us down and to keep us from coming back, but it ain't going to work. Not only am I coming back, but I'm coming back with more people next time. I'm coming back stronger. And the highlight for me, it was a whole lot of things that I loved about just the camaraderie and having my voice heard and being standing side by side, shoulder to shoulder with people who are on the same mission for change, was getting to interact with Reverend Dr. Barber. He's Bishop now, Bishop Dr. Barber, William Barber, the leader of the Poor People's Movement, and hearing like his thoughts about the day and how he talked about that we need to build coalitions. And y'all, when he came up, right, he was the third person to be checked out. He was right after my friend. Let me see if I can play this.
Go, Bishop.
Okay, but when he came up, y'all,
That's the
he
sound of
came
the
up. That's at
police.
the end. He came up to KRS-One. Woo woo! That's the sound of the police. I was like, oh my goodness, now I really love this man. but then he sat right there. We were having like just random conversations about, what needs to happen in South Carolina, and how South Carolina, we need to focus more on building coalitions because we're all here doing the work. And so I was very much inspired by that time I had with him, more than he will ever know. So, all that being said, there's more to come. There's more to come. But please, don't think that voting rights is just another political grandstand. It's not. For minorities in this country, it literally could mean survivorship. It literally can, because you're talking about 20 to 30 years worth of changes that it would take to undo, that you have to have elections to undo those things. All right. So that being said, I appreciate this time with you all today on Mondays with Miko. Please remember to download Brother Kyrone Company's album. Please remember to check the Come Over to St. Paul Baptist Church right next to it in Mullen, South Carolina on Saturday between 9 and 12 for our vaccine clinic, and then come back for the parade down Main Street in Mullins. Have a wonderful day and have a wonderful week, y'all. I'll see y'all Saturday. Bye.